Tuesday, August 4th, 2026. Scripture: Ezekiel 35, 1-15. Key verses: 10. Because you said, "These two nations and countries will be ours, and we will take possession of them," even though I, the Lord, was there. 15. Just as you rejoiced when the inheritance of the people of Israel became desolate, so I will deal with you. Mount Seir, you and all of Edom, will become desolate. Then they will know that I am the Lord. Meditation: Edom had already been judged in Ezekiel 25:12-14. So why does God return to Edom again in chapter 35? Because Edom was more than just another neighboring nation. It had become the symbol of those who continually opposed God's people. Edom was descended from Esau, while Israel came from Jacob. Although they were related, Edom refused to let Israel pass through its land during the Exodus, rejoiced when Jerusalem fell, joined in plundering the city, and even tried to claim Judah's land as its own. For this reason, Edom came to represent not only a nation that betrayed its own brothers, but also a power that stood against God's people. Ezekiel 34 ends with God's promise to send the Good Shepherd and restore his people. Immediately afterward, chapter 35 declares judgment on Edom, making one truth clear: God will judge those who oppress his people, and he will restore those who belong to him. The contrast is striking. Chapter 35 describes the desolation of Edom. Chapter 36 announces the restoration of Israel. Verse 10 is especially significant. Edom said, "These two nations and these two lands will be ours." The two nations refer to the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah. Since both had fallen, Edom assumed the land now belonged to them. But God answered with one powerful statement: "Even though I, the Lord, was there." The temple had been destroyed. The people had been taken into exile. From a human perspective, it looked as though God had abandoned the land. Edom made the fatal mistake of believing that God was gone. But God declared, "I am still there." Edom's greatest sin was not simply its hatred toward Judah. It was its rejection of God's covenant and his promises. With one sentence, God shattered Edom's pride. This passage is both a warning and a source of comfort for me. There are times when my life seems to be falling apart, and it may feel as though God has left me. There are also times when fellow believers stumble and suffer, making it seem as though God is no longer with them. But God says, "I am there." What I see may change, but God's presence never changes. His promises never fail.